All right, guys, good morning. It is about 5 in the morning. We are going on our very first road trip with Harper. So this is super exciting and very exhausting. I didn't realize how much stuff needed to be done to get infant out and on the road, but we're super excited to have time away as a family, but more details to come once, in terms of preparing and getting out the house, trying to find the right things, scrambling around. But we are a little bit behind schedule, so we're going to start our road trip, but I will be checking in. This is our first travel vlog as a family of 3, so stay tuned. Checking in. Road's been pretty quiet so far. The light is out, which is awesome. We were able to make a much needed Starbucks run. And yeah, no, it's been a really smooth ride so far. And I used to not like road trips a lot just because I felt like, oh my goodness, when are we going to get there? But I definitely am embracing and finding more of the beauty in just the process and the journey of getting to a particular place rather than hurry up and getting there. Because I will say the adjustment that I'm learning now with being a mom and traveling is that I can't just get up and go. I can't just like pack a backpack, pack a bag, and like hop in the car and go, or hop on a plane. Like, when I tell you packing for Harper stuff was like stressful last night, it was because it was like I didn't know all the little things she needed, from like her socks to her onesies to her diapers to her lotions to I didn't even pack medicine, now that I think about it. But I know that if we needed something, there's like a convenience store we could get something at. But it's just factoring in a new person's schedule where I don't get her input on what she likes to wear. I don't get her input on, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Like, me and Demetrius are responsible for getting her together. And then her little toys, because she's 4 months old, so she can't walk, she can't crawl yet. But, just having little things to keep her engaged for the next few days, where most of the stuff that we usually have is in our house. I know where to put her when she needs to be changed. I know where to put her when she wants to have tummy time. And so just trying to figure out what to pack our car with was a lot. And, we're going to go to Puerto Rico in a few weeks, and just trying to do a dry run with packing now. And we have the privilege of putting everything in our car, so I can only imagine what's going to happen when we go on the plane. We can't pack nearly as much stuff as we have now. So I definitely had a lot of anxiety with prepping for this trip. Like, I was excited, but then towards the end of the day, or as the days leading up to this trip happened, I was just getting more nervous and anxious because I'm like, oh my goodness, what if I forget something? And there's just this fear of now being a parent where I feel like I have to have everything together. I have to make sure that I don't forget anything because I'm responsible. And it just brings a whole new level of commitment and, fear on my plate that, I never really had to factor in. And I also used to just do things last minute, like when we would get ready to go to the airport, I would literally, like, right before our ride share, our Uber or Lyft would come, I'm like finding last minute things to find and pack, and I want to really fix that. And yesterday, with even trying to get ready to get on the trip, I wanted to make as many stops to go get gas and go get soil for our garden beds, because the spring is starting to spring, and just try and jam everything into our schedule. And I think that definitely was becoming overwhelming. And then also trying to do laundry, and it was just doing the most. And I find myself trying to keep up with schedules that I was able to have before being a mom. And now I can't do that. Like, you know, I did it, but it came at a great disservice to myself, and I found myself getting very frustrated, very snappy, and that's just not fun. Not like when you're ready to have some much needed getaway time. So that was the part that I was discussing earlier about it being a bit chaotic when we started off on this trip. But just, I find this ride to be very peaceful. If you can just see kind of what's going on. It's very nice, smooth, and we're going at our own pace. And I can't believe when I was in college, I used to just get on the road either by myself or with friends and get on the road at like 10 p.m. at night and drive until like, you know, from the Bay to LA and get there at like 3 or 4 in the morning and take no breaks and just power through. And now I'm like, shoot, is there a Starbucks? We need to do a Starbucks run so I can get some coffee, and then I need to do a bathroom break, you know, to stretch my legs. Like, I just need so much more time now. But I find at least I enjoy having breaks in my schedule so that, you know, no, I'm not going to get there in 4 or 5 hours. It's going to probably be a 6.5 hour trip because I need that time. I need to be able to slow down. And also, too, driving at night, I just don't like it anymore. I don't know if it's I can't see as much. I can see, but it's just, it feels like everybody is in a rush to get somewhere. And driving with the baby now, like, no. I need to see, I need to be able to slow down, I need to be able to, you know, feel comfortable on the road and not feel like I'm constantly being rushed. Like, there are just so many people behind tailing me, and I'm like, just go around me. Like, I'd get in the right lane. I'm not in a rush, but I see clearly you are. And, you know, I definitely recognize me wanting to go super fast and me used to wanting to like drive super fast and get to my destinations, and now I'm just like, look, it's not even worth it. Let me slow down. I'll get there when I get there. And it just slows my mind down. It slows my anxiety down, which is what I feel like I always need. And I'm just like learning to really pace myself more. So this is the first of many trips for us. Start off very stressful, but it's definitely, now that we're getting to where we need to go on our own time, I feel a lot better and more relaxed, and I'm really excited about where we're going. So yeah, so just checking in. We're about 2 hours out, but taking our time and just enjoying the ride. Okay guys, finally made it to our destination after being on the road for almost, what was it, 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, a little bit, 5.5 to 6 hours, but we got here, no issues. Harper was asleep the entire time, so maybe she might like road trips, I don't know. But what we did do was we wanted to time it for when she went to sleep. She has her like midnight feeding. That's her waking up now. And there goes our friend. He's right here. He's right there. So yeah, so we made it to our friend's spot. So super excited. Our first road trip here. So yeah. How's the ride for you? Great. Alrighty. All right. So day 2 of our travel vlog. And yesterday we pretty much just got to our friend's house and chilled out and just kind of just enjoyed hanging out. And I actually just got done going on a jog, and I have not shared this on the channel yet, but I have been training for a half marathon, and I am really excited. I'm also very nervous and anxious about it, to be honest. A little backstory about me. I'm someone who has always enjoyed running. Running has always been one of my true loves, where I could do well at sports. Like I played softball, just for the team aspect. but I've always enjoyed individual sports, and running has always been something where I used to run cross country, and it would just be me, my music, and the open road. And so because of that, when I was living in New York, I actually did a ton of half marathons, and it was always something fun for me just to get outdoors and to, just see new places and things like that. And so since the pandemic, that has been something that I had to take a pause on, and then we moved, and then I was pregnant, and now, being 3 months out of running and trying to get back in it, I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like a baby again. I'm learning something new. I'm literally learning how to put one foot in front of the other. And, today I was just jogging, and I was so winded. I was tired. There have been times I've had to stop along the way. And a lot of it is because I have a new body. I have not been doing the same amount of output like how I used to, and that's okay. It's just learning a new me, and it's hard. It really is. It is, because I was so used to, doing things a certain way my whole life, until finally I am learning a whole new Micah. And so I am trying to make sure not to get discouraged, even though it can be a bit defeating at times, because I want to perform the way I used to, but now it's really trying to figure out a new technique, a new way of my posture, a new way of my stride. And I feel like it's been kind of a life lesson too, I'm sure, along the way, which is it's not always going to be the same. Running, you train for something, and if you put in the time and the effort, hopefully you'll get a desirable output. And in my new normal, I don't have the same time like how I used to, where I could just I used to go to the gym like twice a day. I could be outside for hours, and now my responsibilities have changed, my timing has changed, and I have to combat my tiredness with trying to squeeze in that me time, And I've struggled for that, where I'm just like, man, I could get that extra hour of sleep because my daughter's still asleep. And then sometimes I'm like, well, that extra hour of sleep is great. Also too, you also have signed up for something that you also love, independent of being a mom, independent of being a wife, independent of your family. This is something for you. And so today I was able to squeeze in an hour and just get out and jog again. And it's been helpful, I think, being in a new environment. And so that was one of the things why I wanted to do this trip, not only to catch up with our friends, but really to get out the house, because I've been in the house focusing on being a new mom and seeing, caring for my daughter and adjusting to our new normal. And at the same time, I also need to find ways to tap back into me. So she was getting ready to go down for a nap, and I'm like, you know what, just get out there. I never feel sad or upset or ever regret whether it was going to the gym or in this case jogging, but it's always just mustering up that courage to get up and go out. And so I think that with this being an opportunity for us to get away and to really just get outside of our comfort zone and get outside of the house, get outside of our area, I find that it's helping me I'm making time to do a little bit more self-reflection. And yeah, I am glad that I'm having this time. And as much as it was tiring to prepare for it and to kind of get out, because it's man, we've never left our house and gone to a new area with Harper. So now it was just so many unknowns, but I am glad to just take some moments to just do something for me, especially something that I love. And that was why I signed up for this half marathon, but also taking time to just sit and reflect and check in with myself and see how I'm doing. And where I am right now is she's been sleeping through the night, which is great. She slept for like 8 hours, so I got sleep for 8 hours, which is cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I did want to go back to sleep, but I'm like, okay, Micah, you got a good amount of sleep, so what can you do to use this time? Because she's gonna take naps throughout the day. You're not at home, you don't have laundry to distract you, you don't have dishes to distract you, you don't have preparing for your taxes to distract you. Like you're like off the grid. So like check in with yourself, do something for yourself. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to, you know, make my time and use it wisely. So yeah, just wanted to check in our first travel vlog, and so far so good. I definitely would like to incorporate more opportunities for us to travel throughout the year as we can make it happen, but we're gonna do the best we can. But I definitely do like that we were able to just take this time to get away. So let me know in the comment section below, do you have any future travel plans? And it doesn't have to be anything large scale, nothing international, but anything local, you know, just something to tap back in for yourself. Let me know. Take care.